Assess, chapter 9, page 105, higher tier. Right, the standard form stuff is way too easy. In the assess, do it yourself if you need to. There's a standard form question, question 6, which simply cannot be done without a calculator, because I've just tried it and you don't get a nice clean answer. It's really hard, and there's endless decimal places, and it's non-terminating from what I can see. So I'm not even going to do that. I will jump into question 7 with the grade A stuff. So it says, I'm not sure that it is though, but let's just whack a couple of these up. Question 7a, what is 5 to the power of minus 1? It says find the values of, and then leave it as a fraction where appropriate. Well, 5 to the power of minus 1 means 1 over 5. It's a fifth. Done. 23 to the power of 0. What on earth is that? 23 to the power of 0 is 1. Any number to the power of 0 is 1. Boringly easy, boringly easy. 3 to the power of minus 2. What does that mean? It means 1 divided by 3 to the power of 2, which means 1 over 9. 3 threes are 9. That's why. What about this one? Looks scary. I'm terrified. A half to the power of minus 3. That means 1 divided by 1 half cubed. Quite ugly. Let's do it. Which means 1 divided by, what's a half times a half times a half? Well, a half times a half is a quarter, and a quarter times a half is an eighth. So I've got 1 divided by an eighth. If you remember how to divide fractions, you flip the second one over and multiply. So your brain can either say 1 times 8 over 1, and you get an answer of 8, or your brain can say an eighth goes into a whole 8 times. Either way, the answer's 8. Next one, here's a beauty. 1 quarter to the power of 0. The answer's 1, because I told you any number to the power of 0 is 1. Now these are probably grade A. 81 to the power of a half. What does that mean? Square root of the 81, 9. What's this one? Let's jump a couple. I've got 27 to the power of minus 1/3. Ooh. That means 1 divided by the cube root. This is definitely grade A actually. Fractional power and negative, yeah, give it an A. Right, remember, a power of a third means cube root it. If it goes negative 1/3, then it's 1 over, it's a reciprocal. So, write down the 1. Cube root of 27 is 3, the answer is a third. Peasy. What about, and this one keeps coming up, I'm not doing that, it just keeps coming, it's boring. I'll do a harder one. I'm going to do minus 64 to the power of 2/3. Right, so that means, if you remember, you take your minus 64, you cube root it, that's what a third means, and then you square that. So 4 times 4 times 4 is 64, but to make minus 64 I need minus 4 cubed. Alright, so it's minus 4, that's that little bit sorted, that's that, and I'm going to square it. Minus 4 squared means minus 4 times minus 4, which means positive 16. So that, doink, is 16. What about this little ugly thing here? Alright, here we go. This is the last one, I think. Yeah, it's the hardest one, so let's do it. Minus 125. What does your brain say now if it's 125? Your brain should be screaming out 5s, shouldn't it? Right, and that's to the power of minus 2 over 3. Right, so let's just decode that. That means, now this is going to get complicated. That means I've got to go 1 over, because that's what the minus means, take my minus 125, then I've got to cube root it. Oh, it's gone a little bit messy there, so let's go a little bit large, alright, and that'll be it. I've got to go 1 over the cube root of minus 125, alright, cube root, and when I've got that sorted in my head, I'm now going to square it. That's what the power of 2 means. Alright, it's all happening underneath the division line. So let's just do this. 1 over cube root of minus 125 is minus 5. And when you square that, you're going to get 1 over 25, because a minus times a minus is still a plus. So this is actually 1/25. And that's all I want to do in the assess. It's all a bit easy, really. Enjoy them when they come up, because they're easy peasy marks. Just keep your brain together, and don't suddenly panic when you see fractions and powers and all the rest of it. So I'm looking at chapter 10 quite soon.